playing around with the idea. Andy Worthington has done one that you guys can check out. But our goal is over time to have a whole collection of things that you guys can very easily look at. So when you're at home and you want to do some exercises, you can click on those and get more of a, motivated to make sure you're doing the right things at home. If you want to give them an idea, it's probably going to take us a little time to get that.
Yeah, I mean, the goal is to probably within a couple weeks have at least one posting a week of exercises. I know that I'm slated to record 2 next week, so by the end of next week there might be 2 more up. But they'll all be on the same site. You can type in either the trainer's name or life facts or whatever, and they should pop up for you.
We'll send it out in email though, so you guys know what to do. And we were hoping to have our new website up and running, and our goal as a company is in the next 6 months to have a website that's a lot more interactive. We used to have a blog, if any of you guys have been in Agora for a while. We're going to go back to doing more stuff where you guys can, on a daily basis, get onto our website and interact. We'll have recipe ideas, but that's going to take us a little bit of time due to we had to get rid of the person working on our website, so we have to almost start over. So someone else said they have a good person too, so maybe we get a good person to step forward for a website design. But we want to have a more interactive website where you guys can help out answering each other's questions and suggestions. So that will be coming in the future. Another good reminder on here is if you guys are stuck, Pat, don't be afraid, because we have so many people in a class, don't be afraid to take time to email one of us or your trainer. If you want to spend 15 minutes with Jeff or whoever you're working with just to get refocused for the next 5 weeks, because then we're going to go into the next 13 weeks. If you're stuck, don't wait, don't linger, because then it's not very motivating to keep letting it where you're not getting results. So sit down, you can get more focused with individual needs. I'm happy to have a phone conversation with you guys or even come down and talk to you. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Let's see, you guys are liking the group idea, right? The team, do you like that as opposed to the individual stuff? Anybody like the individual better? Working, have maybe a bad team, couple of teammates? Okay, Chris, you want to talk about the food journals at all at this point? About anything interesting?
Well, a lot of the food journals have dropped off. I know they're kind of high maintenance to keep up with, but I think overall those that I've been receiving consistently, people have really made some good changes. They've shifted their food choices, which are great. They've worked on caloric goals, which is good. I think some people were surprised to find that they were too low, so we got them up to where they should be. I'd say probably the 2 main things I think that are still sort of outstanding with some people are their fat to protein ratios. So either their fat and protein are like here on the even level where there should be fat and then protein, or the eating out prepackaged stuff. So while they're making better food choices, still a little heavy on the prepackaged stuff, which can have a lot of sodium and salt too. So water retention could very well be part of the weight loss kind of halting for you. But people are doing really well, and hopefully the feedback I'm giving is helping somewhat. But I'm always available if you have any questions or want to shoot me a log, even if you haven't been sending one, I'm happy to look at it. But I think people are doing really well.
Great. One last thing as far as suggestions, Lisa was telling me that, or a great, I don't know whose idea it was, but we're going to try to get some bands for you guys that you can sort of check out and take home if you know you're not going to be able to get to the gym. And we can put together maybe we can put together 4 or 5 workouts, and I'll write this down, that you guys can do, like body weight stuff, band stuff. There's a lot of things you can do even if you're traveling or if you're on vacation to stay focused. Because I don't know about you, but if you're accustomed to working out regularly and you go away, what happens after about 3 days to me is I just sort of get depressed and feel like things are hanging. And so even if you got 1 or 2 30-minute workouts while you're away, just to keep your motivation and morale up, but also just to keep your body, it's rough when you go away for a week or 2 and come back and try to get back in swing and things. So what I'd like to do now is, Lisa, did I cover all your points?
Can I just interject real quick?
Sure.
Going back to what Pat was saying, how you were losing the weight when you were running, and then when you hurt your knees, it kind of came to a halt. I think that's something that maybe we haven't emphasized quite as much as we should have, is intensity when you work out. And that's probably why you really upped the intensity by running, and then you backed off when your knees were hurting. So there's a direct correlation. So even though some of us go to the gym, sometimes we kind of sleepwalk through it, we kind of do our thing, and we think, oh, well, we look not there, you're not creating that caloric deficit, you're not really building the muscle that you could be. So just keep that in the back of your mind when you're doing your cardio, when you're doing your strength training. Make sure you're doing it with intensity to reap the benefits.
And along with that, a lot of people think you need to work out for an hour at a time, because that's what our classes are. If you guys have 30 minutes and you can, or even 25 minutes and you can do some higher intensity things, and try jumping rope for 25 minutes and see what happens. You'll be burning 400 or 500 calories. So the point, I'm not saying everybody has to jump rope, but you get the idea. You could do interval training on a treadmill, or you get on an arc trainer for 25 minutes and you go high intensity with it. Meaning, do you guys understand what Chris means by high intensity? It doesn't mean heavy weights. It means getting your heart rate up. Here's a couple easy things. You should be sort of out of breath, and you should be, if you're on the treadmill talking to your friend, or you're walking around lunchtime, hey Pat, how's it going today? You're not going to be doing a whole lot for burning calories. You should be out of breath and you should be sweating. And then you know you're really doing something, right? There's nothing, walking's great, but let's face it, we need to get the heart rate up. We need to burn some serious calories. If you're going to walk slowly, do it for 2 or 3 hours, Pat, right?
Sure.
So here we go. You guys, this is your chance to ask us questions. It can be nutritional related. We have about 25 minutes just to answer and help you guys out, because I can keep talking all day. It's just I don't know what you want from us. So use us. Questions about motivation, fit tips, whatever.